This next level also features a difficult skip to do, time rather. And it's also possible to crash during it if you are unlucky. So the way you do so there's a fight you have to do coming up, and there are different ways of how to do it. Some just run through here, shoot them as you go. Something I like to do is I run up here, I lean through here to trigger. So they shoot me a little bit, but after that they'll stop, like they did. Usually you don't want to get hit, but I'll roll with it. And then this next bit, you can either lean into the wall so they don't see you, but I find that's a little inconsistent for me, so I like to just wait here for some of them to filter through and kill them like so. You have to wait a little while anyways, because if you do this too quickly and you're too close to Marsh as you go around this area, he won't do anything, but you will just die instantly because there's some trigger around for that. Kinda dumb, but if there wasn't for that trigger, we could skip the fight entirely by deloading the AIs, but unfortunately it's slower that way. So here's another door boost we're gonna do. When we go into the air here, so we'll be out of bounds, but because of how this map works, we're not going to be able to fly in the air, so we're going to immediately start to fall back down. And what we want to do is land in this area where my mouse is, because for some reason you can walk here, and right past this wall here is this pipe. Normally you would go through this pipe after a bunch of other sequences to get back to the elevator you came out of. But if we just went back now, we can't use the elevator because there's a trigger in this pipe that allows us to use it again. And so that's why we fall back inbounds here. So this is another skip I'm not so good with, so apologies if it takes a couple of tries. I said the last level had the second hardest trick. The first one being roof skip, but I actually would take that back. I would say this is harder, as you are about to see. I don't think this is going to work, but I'll keep trying. Oh, no, there we go. So, it's not like the first one, it's not hard to boost up, or not. When I say the first one, I mean the one in the previous level. It's not hard to boost up with it, but it is difficult to time. This one is both difficult to boost with the door, and it's also hard to time when you're in the air sometimes. So I would say this. Oh shit. Okay. All right. That's another thing. You can walk back inbounds when you go here. I mean, I already did it, so I'm just gonna cheat. But what was I saying? Yeah, so I think this would be the second hardest, roof skip being the first hard, like the most hard, and the previous level being the third hardest. Anyways, you walk down here. You want to back up a bit because the trigger is around here, I think. No, it's farther back. Around here. Did I go past it entirely? Okay, I still haven't hit it. Sorry, it's been a while. When you hear a screech from Shoggoth, yeah, that one, that's when you know that you've gone far enough. And you notice you haven't taken a lot of damage here, but it's still gonna slow you down, so what I typically do is, when I fall in, I pop a morphine and also heal, and then immediately use the menu glitch so I can just run through the rest of this area. Or not run, but crouch slowly, but not too slowly. Anyways. As this is like the only time that I'll use the morphine in this level, it's usually okay. this button can be difficult to interact with sometimes. Sometimes you have to go all the way across this line in order to work with it. This time it just seemed to work for me, so I'm not gonna complain. Also, personal preference, but I like to keep the pause menu open when I do that because it can be really difficult to see what's going on here. And once this alarm starts to go off, you want to jump out of this elevator after using the button again. So yeah, you see the alarm didn't even go off there, but because I was able to see, I just mashed through it, and it worked. Also, when you jump at the start there, you get a boost because you're still kind of going up an elevator or something. Anyways, I would still probably be like suffering from sanity effects right now, so that's why I'm keeping the pause menu up, as we're going to do another door boost. Well, actually no, we're not going to do a door boost. We're going to use the menu glitch and the fact that we don't take any fall damage when loading a save to fall down this shaft right here instead of talking to Hoover and climbing down this rope. It doesn't matter where you do it as long as you're past the bit of the rope that you climb on. Hello? Okay. And then you just climb down here, and that's that.